أفلا يتدبرون القرآن أم على قلوب أقفالها
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. As you see that I love to repeat this in the introduction of every episode here to remind people that Allah is the most merciful and the most compassionate. Before I step into the topic today, I'd love to greet you with peace. Peace be unto all of you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Remember that the main theme of these episodes is about reflection. And yes, I don't know whether it's a coincidence or it's selected that this verse that we are going to read today includes the word reflection. So this was the best match that we can learn from it. Today we are going to recite these two verses and reflect upon them. There are two verses, two ayat. They are in chapter 3, Al-Imran, one of the longest chapters in the Quran. And they are verses number 190 and 191. 190 and 191. You can see them on the screen in front of you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار. The meaning of these two verses can be translated as you see on the screen. Verily, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and in the alternation of the night and the day, there are indeed signs for men of understanding, men of reasoning. Those men of understanding, men of reasoning, and I love to call them smart people, those who remember Allah always and in prayers while they are standing, sitting, and lying down on their sides, and think deeply about the creation of the heavens and the earth, saying, Our Lord, you have not created all this without purpose. Glory to you. Exalted be you above all that they associate with you as partners. Give us salvation. Save us from the torment of the fire. This is a translation of the person who understood it. It's close to the meaning. However, when we make tafsir, when we make reflections, we find that it's more than what really we have heard. First of all, it begins with verily, verily. So this is a form of affirming this, that in the creation of the heavens and the earth, there are two things here. The creation and the change and the alternation of the day of night. There are evidence for smart people. Now this is an amazing statement or ayah here when we say that for smart people, because on this earth there are some people who are smart and some people who are not. Yes, for those smart people, yes, who are intelligent, because a lot of people see the same thing. Both of us, all the people, all the humans are exposed to these things. So they see them every day. They see the creation every day. We see new creatures, new things are happening, right? The creation of, that we see the creation of the heavens and the earth and the things that in between them. But a lot of people don't see them. They don't see that this is a great thing that had been created by someone whose name is Almighty Allah. They don't see that. They don't pay attention to this. They are heedless of that because they think of other things that are minor and that are trivial. But at the same time also, there's the change of the day and night. How many people on the earth reflect upon this? It happens since the creation of this universe. There is a change of the day and night. Systematically, consistently, it happens every day, every day, every day, every day. What is that? And it doesn't draw your attention that there is something amazing here? That there is a sign that there is someone who caused it to alternate and change permanently, every day, consistently? A lot of people don't pay attention to this. Don't you see the blessing here? What would happen if night continues for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 days or weeks or months? What would happen? What is the result of this? But you see, it doesn't happen. So for those smart people are the ones who notice this, observe this, and reflect upon this. So this is the first statement or the first ayah here, which is followed by the definition of ulil albab. The definition of, I love to call them not just the people of understanding or people of reasoning, I love to call them the smart people. And here, I'd love to tell you that Islam introduced something new here to humanity, to human beings. The definition of smart people on this earth nowadays in some cultures is that the people with high IQs, the people who got the full grades, right? The people who have high certificates, good certificates, good diplomas. Yes, this is the definition of a smart person. The people who are rich, who could make a fortune in a very short time. This is some definitions of the word smart people among people. Now Islam here introduces this beautiful definition of a smart people. He said that those smart people are those ones with these qualities, and this verse explains these qualities. The first quality of those people, that they keep remembering Almighty Allah. Whether they are in prayer, whether they are discussing with other people, from time to time they mention the name of Allah. They attribute things to Almighty Allah whenever they are standing, sitting, downloading something from the internet, waiting for a phone call, an answer to a phone call. In every moment, in every situation, in every position, they take use of the time to remember Almighty Allah. Not only that, they remind other people of Almighty Allah. In other words, they are connected with Almighty Allah 24/7, all the time. The moment they get up from their sleep, the moment they get up, they start mentioning the name of Allah. They start thanking Almighty Allah who gave them a new day, and they thank Him for keeping all the blessings that they were using it in the previous days. They still see, they still listen, they still speak, so they thank Allah, they remember Allah, so they keep remembering Allah all the time, in every situation, every position. This is their quality. The second quality, which is reflecting upon the creation of the heavens and the earth, and what is in between them. So 2 things. Keep remembering and reminding people of Almighty Allah. And the second important quality is that reflecting. And this again takes us to the main theme of these episodes. Is that don't they reflect upon the Quran, or do they have locks upon their hearts? Those people, the smart people, don't have locks upon their hearts because they reflect upon the verses of the Quran. They reflect upon the creation of the heavens and the earth. They are busy all the time with that, because when they reflect, they come to the conclusion, glory to you, Almighty Allah. How perfect you are, Almighty Allah. Immediately they attribute this to Almighty Allah, the creator of this, and they would know that how perfect and how great He is. And immediately as a result, of reflection, they glorify Allah, and immediately they believe that if there is a creation of Allah, they would understand that Almighty Allah have created this for a purpose. And there will be paradise and there will be hellfire. And they would ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep them away from the hellfire, because they believe that there's paradise and they want to access paradise. So they keep continuing Almighty Allah to keep them away from hellfire and let them access paradise. Wonderful, smooth meaning that flows into the heart of the believers when they read these verses and similar verses. This is one of the verses that really shows us the effect of reflection, because the word reflection here, يَتَفَكَّرُونَ, they think deeply, they ponder upon the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The non-smart people, they keep their time busy reflecting upon worldly matters, about how they would live in a huge palace, how they would change their car from Mercedes into Jaguar, or from Mercedes into Porsche or any other car. They keep busy, they keep themselves busy with life and worldly matter. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who ponder and reflect upon the creation of the heavens and the earth. And we ask Him to make us of those who have access to paradise and to be away from hellfire. This is your presenter, Dr. Mamdouh Mohamed, and I greet you with peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
أفلا يتدبرون القرآن أم على قلوب أقفالها
أفلا يتدبرون القرآن أم على قلوب أقفالها
أفلا يتدبرون القرآن أم على قلوب أقفالها
أفلا يتدبرون القرآن أم على قلوب أقفالها